In breaking news, Japan just signed a joint statement condemning Iran alongside Western allies and then quietly negotiated private access through the strait for their own ships. That tells you everything about how exposed Japan really is. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The XRP Thesis. My name's Josh. Today is a deeper dive into the possible unwinding of the yen carry trade and how it could lead to XRP's adoption earlier than expected. The content topic is timely with the Bank of Japan's recent decision to hold off rate hikes till their next meeting in mid-April 2026. As I create this content, the US dollar is buying slightly above 158 or 59 yen. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Oil is at 102 USD per barrel, and Japan, who relies heavily on the strait being open for the majority of its oil, is still burning through reserve supplies. My next in-depth video will be some news that came out of an emergency meeting between Japan and Iran. This meeting delivered a short-term crushing blow for the short term to my thesis. More on that next video. Let's begin with a deep dive into the unwinding of the yen carry trade with the hook. Most people think that the yen carry trade unwinds when interest rates get too high to make a profit. They are wrong. Understanding why this is wrong is the difference between watching the crisis unfold being confused and watching it unfold knowing exactly what's coming. Stay with me for the next 7 minutes. I know I've already explained what the yen carry trade is in my thesis. This time, let me give you an example with figures to better explain it. Tom borrows $1 million worth of Japanese yen, and the interest rate is 0.75% per year. Tom's cost to borrow the million is 7,500 per year. He goes and converts the yen that he has borrowed into US dollars, and then decides to invest the US dollars he now has in US Treasury bonds at 4.5%. He's pretty happy because the investment returns $45,000 per year. His return of $45,000 per year less $7,500 per year that it costs to borrow the money makes him a profit of $37,500 every year on his $1 million. This is just for borrowing in one currency and investing in another. Now imagine doing that not with 1 million, but with 1 billion or 100 billion or 1 trillion. This is what institutions have been doing for the last 3 decades. The total outstanding positions are estimated at $1 to $15 trillion. The common misconception here. Now, here's where people get it all wrong. Most people think the carry trade unwinds when the BOJ, Bank of Japan, raises interest rates to the point where there is no more room to make a profit. Let me explain why this is wrong. Tom's example mentioned earlier. The Bank of Japan decides to hike interest rates at their next meeting on the 18th of April 2026 from 0.75% to 1.5%. Tom's borrowing cost goes up. US Treasuries are still paying 4.5%, but Tom's spread drops from 3.75 to 3%, still profitable as there is still a 3% return on his $1 million, so nothing unwinds? Right? Wrong. The real trigger. Here is what actually causes the unwind. It is not the interest rate, let me tell you. It is the currency move that follows the rate hike. When Tom borrowed $1 million US worth of yen, the exchange rate was 158 yen to the US dollar. That means he borrowed 158 million yen. The Bank of Japan hikes rates in an emergency. Investors panic. The yen strengthens violently. The exchange rate moves from 158 yen to 138 yen. You still owe 158 yen or million yen, but now the 158 million yen costs Tom not $1 million, it costs him $1.145 million. Tom just lost $145,000 on currency alone in one move. That wipes out 4 years of carry profit overnight. The August 2024 proof. This is not theory, ladies and gentlemen. We have a live example of this happening. In August 2024, believe it or not, but the Bank of Japan raised rates by just 15 basis points. That's not, 75, that's not 50, just 15 basis points. The yen actually moved from 160 to 142 in a matter of weeks. Global markets actually lost $4 trillion in days. The Nikkei also had its worst day since 1987, all from just 15 basis points because the yen move triggered margin calls across leveraged positions worldwide. Now, just imagine that same scenario, but the Bank of Japan is forced to hike 50 to 75 basis points in a single emergency move. Let's understand why. The Strait of Hormuz has been closed for weeks, and as a result, Japan is burning through emergency oil reserves. The yen is already at 159 compared to the US dollar. Unlike in August 2024, when the Bank of Japan decided to raise interest rates by 15 basis points, which caused the yen to move 11.25%, this time it's a larger hike and has caught everyone by surprise. This could see the yen actually move violently by 20 or even 25%. At that point, it does not matter that the carry is technically still profitable. The currency loss has already destroyed the position, and margin calls are firing across the entire system. Why this matters to XRP? When those margin calls fire, panic sets in as Japanese institutions begin rapidly dumping US Treasury bonds to convert US dollars back to yen in order to repay the loans. Hundreds of billions of dollars, or worst case, it could even be trillions of dollars, trying to cross borders in hours, not days. SWIFT takes 3 to 5 business days at $25 to $50 per transaction, plus the spread, and SWIFT now breaks under the pressure and it cannot cope. The bridge asset that was built to handle this exact crisis is XRP and is tested, ready, and operational to be used alongside with RLUSD. 3 to 5 second settlement at a fraction of a cent. Imagine that. The real trigger is not the rate, once again. It is the yen move. And the yen is already at 159.250 and is creeping closer to that number of 160. The Bank of Japan held rates at their March meeting, but April is when the pressure becomes impossible to ignore. The full thesis, the Hormuz connection, the BIS smoking gun, the price mathematics is all in the full video on this channel. This is general information only and it is for educational purposes. Do your own research before making any investment decisions. If you find the content on my channel useful, please click the like button. Please also leave a comment letting me know what country you are from and what you liked about the video, as it helps the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please feel free to do so. Click the bell icon so that you can get a notification whenever I post new content on this channel. Thank you very much for watching.